from responding to natural disasters.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen told MEPs in Strasbourg that Russia is waging a deliberate and targeted grey zone campaign against Europe. In the past 2 weeks, fighter jets have violated Estonia's airspace, drones have flown over critical sites in multiple European countries, and airports have been paralyzed by cyber attacks.
These incidents are calculated to linger in the twilight of deniability. This is not random harassment. It is a coherent and escalating campaign to unsettle our citizens, test our resolve, divide our union, and weaken our support for Ukraine. And it is time to call it by its name. This is hybrid warfare.
The President of the European Commission called for a rethink of EU's defence policy and listed the new initiatives that her executive has put forward, such as a drone wall.
This anti-drone system will be a shield for our entire union, including, of course, the southern flank, and it should be designed to address a wide spectrum of challenges, from responding to natural disasters to tackling international organized crime, from monitoring weaponized migration to controlling the Russian shadow fleet, and the list is long.
Von der Leyen also stressed the need to ensure that the surge in defense spending benefits Europe's domestic industry.
Greenland's Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen has emphasized Greenland's ambition to cooperate more closely with the European Union, but announced that the territory is not seeking to join the EU or be part of the US. Addressing the European Parliament in Strasbourg for the first time, Nielsen touched on various areas of partnership, with a particular emphasis on raw materials. President of the European Parliament, Roberta Metsola, echoed Nielsen's words, noting that Greenland will always find a strong partner in the European Union.
We need cooperation and partnerships with like-minded countries and institutions who share our values. The EU has been a stable, reliable and important partner for Greenland for more than 40 years.
Greenland is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark, with a self-government arrangement in place since 2009. The United Nations is in a position to bring immediate aid to Gaza. The executive director of UNOPS, the UN Office for Project Services, told Euronews. He assured that the international institution has all the logistical and humanitarian means at its disposal to help Palestinians in Gaza.
The key element is we have 170,000 tons of food, medicaments and aid ready to enter into Gaza. We can, in the first 30 days of a ceasefire, we can bring 100 trucks of food daily. We can bring, as we did in the last ceasefire, 1 million liters of fuel. We can put 6 hospitals functioning.
Da Silva stressed that what is lacking at the moment are the political conditions to be able to intervene. The Portuguese official also rejected the accusations made by Israel against UNRWA, the United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees, which the Hebrew state suspects as infiltrated by Hamas. Instead, Da Silva pointed out the essential role the organization plays.
Without UNRWA, it's impossible to operate, because UNRWA is the agency that, for instance, provide direct support on health and education to the children and to the citizens in Gaza.
With peace talks ongoing, the UNOPS executive director is already thinking ahead. He says the agency is getting ready for the next big step, which is clearing out the 50 million tons of debris and waste scattered across the Palestinian territory.
Senior Hamas official and leader of the negotiating team to Egypt, Khalil al-Hayya, says that the group needs, quote, real guarantees of a lasting ceasefire as part of any deal to return the remaining 48 hostages still under captivity in Gaza. Indirect peace talks between Israel and Hamas in the Egyptian Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh have entered their third day as momentum picks up on U.S. President Donald Trump's proposed peace plan. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Ati says the talks are progressing.
في مدينة شرم الشيخ في مدينة السلام مفاوضات بين الجانبين الإسرائيلي والفلسطيني للعمل على التوصل إلى اتفاق حول المرحلة الأولى من هذا الاتفاق من خلال العمل على إطلاق سراح الرهائن وعدد من الأسرى الفلسطينيين وإعادة انتشار القوات الإسرائيلية لتهيئة المناخ على الأرض لإتمام خطوة إطلاق سراح الرهائن.
Qatar, a longtime mediator between Israel and Hamas, raised an opposing viewpoint, citing major obstacles ahead.
العقبات الآن هي في التطبيق، وبالتالي يجب أن ننشغل جميعا بإيجاد حالة عملية في التطبيق تضمن أن يكون التطبيق سريعا، ولكن القضية التي لا تحتمل القسمة على اثنين هو أن الشأن الفلسطيني هو شأن فلسطيني أولا وأخيرا، وأن مستقبل الشعب الفلسطيني يجب أن يكون بأيدي فلسطينية.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his cabinet is fully behind Trump's plan, which calls for the release of all hostages, the disbandment of Hamas, and for Gaza to be placed under international governance. Trump said earlier this week that he believes that there is a really good chance of reaching a lasting deal soon.
The Ukrainian region of Sumy came under heavy fire as Russia targeted at least 4 cities overnight, causing damage to buildings and sparking fires. There were no initial reports of injuries. Rescuers were forced to suspend their operations several times due to the risk of repeated attacks. Moscow also damaged one of Ukraine's thermal power plants in the overnight attack, injuring at least 2 workers. It comes as Russia continues to pursue its campaign to cut Ukrainians off from energy supplies as winter approaches. Ukraine, meanwhile, has been hitting back with long-range strikes on the Russian energy supply, recently causing outages in some Russian regions along the border. The Russian Defense Ministry said that its air defenses intercepted over 50 Ukrainian drones over 9 Russian regions overnight into Wednesday. And in Belgorod, at least 3 people were killed during a Ukrainian attack on the region. Following the disruption caused by recent unknown drone sightings at Munich airport, Germany will now give its federal police permission to shoot down drones. The cabinet approved the new reform of the Federal Police Act on Wednesday, which now awaits approval in Parliament. Interior Minister Alexander Dobrin said the reform is intended to reorganize responsibilities and make it easier to defend against drones.
Wir haben im Bundespolizeigesetz jetzt geregelt, dass die Bundespolizei Maßnahmen zur Abwehr der Drohnen ergreifen kann. Das war in der Vergangenheit aus unserer Sicht nicht ausreichend geregelt, nicht im Bundespolizeigesetz vorhanden.
Multiple drone sightings at Munich airport led the airport to shut down twice, resulting in traffic disruptions with thousands of passengers directly affected. Other European countries, including Denmark and Lithuania, have also spotted rogue drones in recent weeks. EU leaders such as German Chancellor Friedrich Merz have attributed the incidents to Russian hybrid warfare, something Moscow denies.
Donald Trump was in Washington this week with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney.
I think he's a great Prime Minister. I mean, he could represent me anytime.
We are the second largest trading partner of the United States. We do a lot of trade going across the border where we're cooperating, first thing. Secondly, we are the largest foreign investor in the United States.
He's an extremely popular Prime Minister, and I'm very honored to do it because I liked him. Right from the beginning, I've liked him, and we've had a good relationship. We have some natural conflict, but we will probably work that out. But we've had a very strong relationship, and well, thank you very much, everybody. It's an honor to have the Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney. That could have been Phil. Thank you very much. Thank you.
3 scientists have won the 2025 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for creating a new type of molecular structure that can remove carbon dioxide from air and pollutants from water. The winners, Susumu Kitagawa, Richard Robson and Omar Yagi, represent Kyoto University, Australia's University of Melbourne and UC Berkeley respectively. Their innovation involves metal organic frameworks, or MFOs, materials built with metal nodes and organic linkers forming cages. These let molecules in and out. The Nobel Committee said the material has the capacity to hold a large amount in a tiny space. MFOs can help clean forever chemicals from water, break down drug residues, and could power carbon capture and green energy technologies. Since 1901, 116 Nobel Prizes in chemistry have been awarded. Only 8 winners have been women.
Cristiano Ronaldo has set yet another record by becoming the first footballer with an estimated wealth of more than €1 billion. The player's already considerable fortune increased in June when he renewed his contract with Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr, that is according to Bloomberg. In addition to the sporting contracts, Bloomberg also highlighted the player's income from advertising contracts. Ronaldo signed several contracts with brands such as Nike, Armani and Castrol. As well as the financial record, Cristiano Ronaldo has 665 million followers on Instagram, more than any other footballer on social media.